Yeah, you were telling me about the tournament, the All-Star Buddy
Oh
Kramer.
my God, that's the worst beat ever. I still heard over that today.
Oh,
1980, that was 1980, the last time they had the All-Star tournament. And that was 18 games to qualify, 3 6-game blocks. And Buddy just lapped the field. The first 6 games he bowled 10-something. Second 6 games he bowled 10-something. Third 6 games he bowled like 950-something. So he had, I think he had he had either high 29s or over 3,000 for the 18 games. World record by far, still the record today. And because there isn't any 18-game events anymore, but Buddy was he was the King Kong. He was my hero. Buddy, I mean, all these Peter Pierces and Dick Frechets and Sweet Levers and Douglas Steiners, Buddy was my guy, man. I mean, when I come up as a kid at 17, Buddy had just won the All-Star at Hagerstown. He beat Gene Fearlet from Rhode Island, who was a really good bowler. And then the All-Star came to PG Plaza. He wins that. Jim Vest bowled out of this world. He's another guy from Baltimore years ago. He was really good, real big guy. But he was a tremendous bowler. But Buddy just blew everybody away. I ended up 4th that year in the All-Star at PG Plaza. That was 77 or 8. But anyway, Buddy wins that one. And then in 1980, though, Buddy, I told you he shot over 3,000. I bowled pretty good, and in the last block I was struggling a little bit, but I pulled 450 some out the last 3, and I made the cut. So there's only 64 bowlers in there. 10 top bowler year points had the right to buy their way into the tournament. The 10 top ranked bowlers had the right to buy their way into the tournament. So that would take up 20 spots. There's only 64 spots. The other 44 spots, they would have a couple from Massachusetts, a few from Rhode Island, probably a bunch from Baltimore, a fair amount from Washington, a few from Richmond or Tidewater area. And depending on the number of finishing bowlers in that particular bowling association or area, depending on how many spots they got into that tournament. So anyway, bottom line, there's 64 bowlers. It takes 16 for the cut. So anyway, I made the cut. So you bowled 18 games, so now you're starting over at 0. Everybody's at 0. Starting over here. You're going to bowl each guy 2-game match and position round. So you have 32 more games to go. And it's a running total from game 1. From game 1 to the game 32 is a running total. And each game that you win, match play, you get 30 bonus points. 30 bonus pins or whatever. So we're starting out, we're bowling, so this thing went all the way to Monday night, basically. And it was 50 games in 3 days. I think it started Saturday, went Sunday. Sunday night, bowled some of the playoffs, and then Monday still had 16 more games to go, 2 8-game blocks to go on Monday. So, and you bowl like 8, and you're bowling match play style. So 8 would take 3 or 4 hours, whatever. Then you take a break for a couple hours, come back and bowl 8 more. And my fingers were just falling off raw, just raw from turning that ball, firing that ball, and every pin mattered. Everything counted. So we'll get down to we're bowling, and Buddy's lapping the field still in the finals, right? Finally, though, about Monday, there's still 16 games to go with a head-to-head. He finally ran into trouble. He started bowling like somewhat human, shooting maybe shot 130 games and 140 games, maybe one. But he lost 5 games in a row, so he got no bonus points those 5 games. And then Monday, I started out Monday, my fingers used to cover me so bad you could have cried. But I finally got through the first 3 games at about 410 for 3. Fingers were so bad I couldn't even hardly throw the ball. And I think I won one of them, out of the 3, and had about 410. Anyway, the next 4 games, I bought 200 games, and Buddy's losing all 5 games. And I'm winning them, and I'm starting to roll. So anyway, I jumped, and I was in 3rd or 4th place. I was hanging in there, bowling good, but Buddy was just in a different planet. So anyway, I take the lead. We get down to the final 4 games. I'm at 1st place, and I bowl. You got a 2-game match now with Bush Pryor. Remember Bush Pryor?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Bush Pryor. He was a hammer back in the day. He was a 150 bowler. Matter of fact, he was the first guy that ever beat me at a high average in the Western Pro League. It was Bush.
Right.
He carried 50 and I had 50 or something, but he beat me. So, Bush Pryor, and I got the lead now, and this is $6,000 in 1980. It's a little bit of money, for me. I'm a young kid, 23 or whatever. So Butch ends up, he ended up beating me the first game. I don't remember what I had, but it wasn't a lot. And I think, as it turned out though, I bowled Butch a split. We went 1-1, and I shot 275 for 2 or something like that. And had, or shot 2 something for 2. Had a little over 300 for two with the 30 bonus spins, right? And but then Buddy, anyway, to get the Buddy wins his two, but we get down to 2 games left. There's position round with 2 games left. 49 games, 49 and 50. Frank Turner's the host, even though it's in Richmond or it's in Norfolk, Portsmouth. It's in Portsmouth. Kathy Spindler, who's now Kathy Licio, she was #1 bowler. Do you know her?
Yes.
Kathy, yeah. Her husband at the time was Jimmy Boswell.
Yeah.
That's who I bowl. I'm 1, he's 2 in the All-Star. And his father-in-law, Kathy's father, owns the bowling alley. Buddy Spindler owns the bowling alley. Anyway, Buddy had won. There's 5 games left. Games 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Buddy wins game 46, whatever he bowled. He wins 47 to 48. So he's on. In 3rd and 4th place is Kenny Moomaw from Baltimore and Steve Heinz from Rhode Island. But then in between, next to me on the left is the women. It's Pat Rinaldi and Hope Shaw, I think, who was a top bowler from Virginia. And I think Pat ended up winning it, I think. And they're next to me. And then the next pair of lanes is Steve Heinz and Kenny Moomaw, 3rd and 4th place guys in the men's All-Star. To my right is Buddy Creamer, is in 5th place. And Joe Rainier in 6th. They bowl each other right next to me. But Buddy's up there rocking and taking all day. You know, he's slow and deliberate. And he's bowling next to me. Well, anyway, it's about a half-hour intermission before we start the finals. I don't have to tell you, my fingers have froze up again. I mean, hurting. And I'm bowling this guy, Jimmy Boswell, but he's got to beat me both games to take me out. Anyway, we bowled the first game, I can't hardly throw the ball. I got 96 in the 9th. I throw 20 box in 10th for 116. I put him on mark. He's got him. But you remember, if you win the game, you get 30 bonus spins, right? I'm 120 ahead of Buddy. Going into games 49 and 50, 120. He gets out those strike. Beats me 123 to 116. So I get 116, that's it, no bonus, you know. Buddy, bowling next to me, bing, 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 bing. All marked 186. So that's 216. I got 116. So the lead is down from 120 to 220, right? And we're bowling at a faster pace than them a little bit. We're ahead of them 3, 4, 5 frames. Here goes the second one. I come out, but I finished with 20 bucks the first game. Second game, I come out 4 marks in a row. You know, come out, finally getting my feel back a little bit. I got 4 marks in a row. The other guy's not doing a whole lot. But then I rip, split something. I got 99 in the 7th, but he only had 70-something in the 7th. So I had to win the game for 1. I had to win the game. Buddy's next to me. He comes out, spare, strike, double. 16 in a row he's got now. 16 in a row doubleheader. And the double, frame 6, I swear. I still remember this like it was yesterday. The 6th frame, he throws that working ball up in there and hits light into 1-3 and leaves and get that wood out there. There's a 7-8 out. 7-8 still there. I swear, like 2 cue balls with English on them, had 2 pins, spin backwards, and I take out the 7-8 for the double. I'm not kidding. I still remember it. I mean, how often do you see something like that? I mean, it was like 2 cue balls with reverse English. There was 2 pins, reverse English, spun backwards, and took out 7-8 for a double. Then finally, 17th frame, he cuts a 1-5 clean. He cuts a 1-5 clean. But he still gets like 6 or 7 and 10 out. And then he marks 8th, 9th, and 10th. But anyway, I end up 99 and 7th. I go strike, 9 make it, strike, 9 make it. And those 9s were, you know, they were crushed. But they didn't go. So I did 60 my last 3 frames. I got 159 and a win, which is 189. And listen to that. Buddy's probably still going to run me down, probably, because he's going to get the 30 bonus pins, probably. And that, along with another 180-some game. Joe Rainier 4 baggers in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. It counts a little bit. And Buddy now is on the mark in the 9th. You know, I'm done. I've been done for 10 minutes, probably. He's right next to me. He's the last one to bowl. Rainier's done 4 baggers, shot 182. 180, yeah, about 181 or 2. And Buddy is on the mark. And he needs 9 on and 10 out to win the All-Star. I don't have to tell you. It goes up, almost rips. He hits tight, leaves to 4-6. All the deadwood is going. If he now that means if he hits the 1-on-1, he ties. He only gets 15 bonus spins, not 30. If he only gets 15, I win. I win. 4-6. Deadwood is all gone. 4 pin falls down. So I guess something tripped it or maybe nicked it, and then it fell down like. So now he's got 2. He's got 9-1. He needs to hit the single. He's got 2 balls to hit it, and he made it. Kind of cut 4 through the middle or something. So I lost to All-Star by 7 pins. This guy goes his last 5 games. He shot 868 scratch and 150 bonus spin. For 1018 his last 5. I got like 6. A little over 600 my last 4. And I lose the All-Star by 7 pins, $6,000. I was done. Then the very next week we had a pro tour at White Oak, and I didn't make the cut. I shot like, I had 14 something, but White Oak was falling pretty good. It's 1980. They're falling decent. The cut, I don't remember what the cut was exactly. I think I shot like 1450 something, but I missed the cut. Might have been 1480 or 90 or 15. And Buddy shot, I knew a kid, Buddy shot 1320. I mean, he must have been spent from that, just pulling that heroic finish out. And that's the kind of guy he was, kind of bowler he was, though. He did the impossible. I'm telling you, I was heartbroken. Just absolutely heartbroken. Never had another All-Star. And that was a tournament I really strove to win, because that, if you win that tournament, 50 games against the best bowlers out there, you've done something, at least for that weekend. How do you beat Sweet Layers and Peter Pierce, Buddy Creamer, and all the rest? How do you beat them all, for 50 games and to have them snatch it from me in the last frame of the 50th game? I was just sick. I wasn't right for quite a while. I just broke my heart. So back then I was young, but I was feeling like I was the best bowler. I was feeling like I could handle anybody. But Buddy was the last guy on earth I wanted to bowl. And to this day, for what he did to me I beat him on the ladder at again in Portsmouth. There was another tournament down there, and I beat Buddy in the semifinal and beat Wes Hamler, his protege. His dad owned Willow Bowl in Richmond, and he was a great bowler and a school teacher and just a great bowler. And I beat those 2 guys to win the Portsmouth Open, or the I forgot what they call it. Victory Lane is Victory Lanes, so they called it the Victory Blitz Open or something. But it was a couple $1,000.
Yeah.
But nothing would compare to that. Him taking that All-Star away from me. And so that's just the way it went. And then, so I just feel that, honestly, I had a lot of, good rankings and things like that, but if Buddy Creamer would have bowled where I bowled, I don't know what kind of rankings. I know he would have beat me a lot of them years. This guy was just, he had the biggest heart. He was just tough as nails, just tough as nails. You talk about, used to be a cartoon called Clutch Cargo or something. And he was clutch, man. He was just, I pulled some out, but I've blown a few, just whether you want to call it a choke or whatever you want to call it. I did some good things and did some big things to win tournaments and shot the lights out numerous times. But Buddy just, man, I'm bowling a 5-game tournament. And I'm a young buck. Bowling at Rebel Bowl in Fredericksburg, Virginia. It used to be a 24-lane house. And I think the Turners owned that. His son was running it at the time, Ray Turner. This was just a 5-game open, but it's like $800. But this is 40 years ago, $800 for a little bit of money. So we get down the last 3 frames, and I ain't got nothing. Me and Jimmy Hayes, my Redskin buddy, went to the tournament, and some other guy, and crazy Mike Hamilton. You remember him at all?
Yes.
Oh my God, he was nuts. Anyway, we get 3 frames to go. Buddy's down there, a few lanes down. Needs a triple to win the tournament, 8th, 9th, and 10th. What does he do? Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, wins the tournament.
Hey.
Come on. I'm bowling the Pro Tour. When I'm 18, when I beat Dick Frechette, we're bowling at Wyomissing Lanes, first year up there. You might get a kick out of this if I ever told you this. You bowl up there. These people, they didn't count. They bowled in legs. They didn't count fouls. They didn't count the observed foul line. You were bowling up there against their boys. And they had some good bowlers up there. John Palma and Joe Barros and a few others. Fred Smith, his young boy Fred Smith, was about a year older than me. He was a great bowler. You bowling against them in a head-to-head. You were like on a road match in a baseball game. You shot the middle. Yeah! I'm I mean, if people had no bowling etiquette or whatever, you know, that room for their guys, and you're the opponent. When you mess up, they're tough shit. Tough, that's the way it goes, you know. I mean, they literally would cheer when you messed up, missed a single. Yeah, you know. Oh man, that's the way it was. They didn't know, you know, and they didn't count fouls. And but the guy, the owner of the bowling alley at that time, they started having pro tours, and basically, and they felt, like I said, they felt like cinder blocks, and they. So anyway, the first year, and I made the ladder. That year, I beat Dick Frechette. I ended up in 10th frame. I'm bowling this guy that I told you about earlier, named Dennis Kozlowski. He's from Rhode Island. He's the one that bowled Rocco at my mom's place at PG Plaza in 1973. He's a good bowler. I'm bowling him the last game in the match play. We're on the end pair. And he finishes up, I need a marking 9 to tie, marking 20 to win. And they're falling like bricks. But I broke 9 and made it. Cracked 9. And we tied in that 3.5. But by having the 3.5, I got the wild card. I had him in pinfall, and he hasn't got the wild card. So it's only a 4-man ladder. There's only 18 finalists that year and a wild card. You know, 3 6-man divisions and 1 wild card. So it was 4-man ladder. So it wasn't that unheard of. You could win from the 4th spot. You know, being 4th spot, you only had to win 3 games versus winning 5 games or whatever it is now. But now it's brackets, I guess. But so first game, I'm 18 years old, and I'm bowling the house pro at Fred Smith. Against his year older than me, and I'm beating him, but I missed 3 singles. You know, I'm just young and missing breaks and nervous, but I'm ahead, and he strikes spares in 9th and 10th. And shoots like 128 or something. I had 96 in the 8th and a spare in the 9th or something. So I'm 16 up again. I need a marking 10th to win. Bowling him on the ladder, and I cut 1 and 5 clean. The place erupts, you know. And yeah, their boy wins. And then so I'm done. I'm out. So, but yeah, I was a young kid, and I made the ladder and beat Dick Frechette and all. It was pretty neat. Yeah. Pretty neat. So Fred Smith is house pro. He wins the next game. So top seed, Buddy Creamer. He's bowling Buddy Creamer for the title. You know, they're falling like bricks. Fred Smith got him beat. Buddy gets up in the 10th frame. And like again, I can't tell you how bad this place fell. The cup was in the 1390s for 10. And Buddy gets the first strike. Then somehow he gets the double. Counts, whatever, 7 or 8 or something. Puts Fred's on a mark in the 9th, and even with Buddy finished with double the count, Fred only needs a count to win the tour. Of course, it falling like bricks. He hits the pocket in the 1-2 late and gets 5. Leaves a 5-pin cluster. He's got to make it. Then he hits a 6-pin on the second ball. You had the 3, 6, 10, 5, 9 or something, right? And so Buddy wins the tour. Then I'm bowling in Hagerstown. 19 might have been a few months before. It was in '74, I think. Buddy was, let me see, was he top seed again? I mean, this is how good this guy was. I mean, he had already won the All-Star in '74 at Hagerstown at Long Meadow Bowl. Then his tour was at Long Meadow Bowl. And Sunday, let me tell you what it is. He's probably 2nd or 3rd seed. Anyway, semifinal game, he's bowling Deach. I'll be darned if he don't double in the 10th again. Doubles in the 10th again and beats Deach. Now he's bowling Dave Volk, the guy I told you that won in 1964. This is 74. Volk is, he's on that wall at Academy Yards and all that. Volk's one of the all-time Baltimore greats and whatever, all Hall of Fame, Bowler of the Year, the whole bit, And he was old, tough old left-handed, swirly curveball cab driver or something, but he was good. Man, he was good. So anyway, Volk must have been top seed, and Buddy bowls him in the last game, and Volk just rolled over him, missed 3 singles, and Buddy just dances on in, wins the tour. After he doubled in the 10th, the semifinal game to beat Deach. Now, not only that, Frank has another tournament over at Southside. He's running a 7-game open at Southside after the Pro Tour. Buddy goes over there and sets the world record for 7. He wins the Pro Tour, goes over to Southside, and bowls 11-19 for 7 and sets the world record. Because back then, I think Westlake had knocked me off down at Health Center Lanes in Virginia with 11:04, and he was tied with the world record, 11:04, I think. And then Buddy shot 11:19 at Southside, and wins. So he wins 2 in the same day. Then we had another tournament. Every year there used to be in Norfolk, Bolorama lanes, Norfolk, 32-lane duckpin house. I mean, Norfolk used to have some bowling lanes. Had Collinwood lanes, was 30-some lanes, and Bowl-O-Rama, and then there was another one or two. So we're bowling. Bowl-O-Rama every year in the 70s, they had a doubleheader tournament, they called it. So they have a 10-game open on Saturday, 7-game open on Sunday. Friday night was the team match, and me being a young hotshot kid, I got asked to be on the team. We're bowling Books Jenkins, Buddy Creamer, Ronnie Latham, Tommy, what's his name? Tommy Sheets was a big money guy, gambling guy, but a good bowler, and Tommy Latham. So there's the 5 guys. They got, the star-studded lineup, right? I'm bowling, Hank Howard, Shorty Dover, Jimmy Wolfensberger, Bill Barrett, and me. We're bowling 5-on-5, 3-game match.
Hey.
And there is mobs of people there, all side bets. And back then, there used to be a lot of that stuff that used to go on, gambling and bowling. Well, anyway, we got them beat. I don't have to 10th frame of the 3rd game. They come 5 down the line, 96 pins, and beat us. By, I don't know, probably 2 marks or something. We're winning. We got a hammer team. And we never. I bowled in a couple of those, and we never beat them on their home turf. The only time we ever beat them was when they came up to PG, and we beat them in PG. And that one, we switched the lineup. I didn't bowl last. I bowled like leadoff. We had a different lineup then. We had, it was like Ray Adams was bowling good back then. This is probably in the 80s or late 70s or 80s. Ray Adams bowled good, so put him anchor against Buddy, and I bowled leadoff against their guy Wes, whose dad owned Willow Bowl.
Okay.
Who I had beat him and Buddy to win that tournament in Portsmouth one time. And I was dead on one. I shot like 525, and we ended up smoking him at PG, and we had like Jay Bernarding was really good in Baltimore. He was #1 in Baltimore at one time.
Yeah.
Jay Bernarding, we had Ray Adams. I think we had Bob Wilson on the team, and myself. I forgot who the other guy was. It might have been Kenny Palmer, I think maybe. So anyway, that was the only time we really beat him. But anyway, to get back to that story in Norfolk, bowled a 10-game tournament on Saturday, and Hank Howard had bowled like 1540 some, and for 10. That was $1 million back then. They didn't fall that great. That was a good score. I don't even know if the world record was over 1600 yet. I'm not sure. I don't recall exactly, but Hank Howard bowled a big number, 1540 some. And anyway, but you bowled 2 5-game blocks. So Buddy comes in the second 5 games. Anyway, back then, I keep saying back then, but back then, I just can't emphasize enough how the pins felt different. They weren't as good. He marked 41 out of 50. 41 out of 50, which was unheard of at that time. Maybe now somebody gets 41 out of 50, but I think now they don't fall as good as they did in my day. In the 90s and 80s, 90s, But anyway, he marked 41 out of 50, and he just smoked Hank, and he won the tournament, won the 10-game tournament. And he shot a ton, shot 8-something for 5, and ended up with, might have beat him by 20, 30 pins or more, I don't know what it was. Hank was so mad, and Hank had a lot of money and was a great bowler, had a lot of pride, and he was just pissed off. He just packed up and went home, didn't even stay in bowl Sunday. What did Buddy do? Wins tournament on Sunday. Wins Saturday, wins Sunday. Ain't nothing to it. Wins it by 100 pins, or I don't. Oh man, this guy was just. I'm telling you, nobody like him. And in my day, I all the great bowlers been against and seen. Buddy might only have 7, 8 Pro Tour wins. I'm telling you, this guy, he's got my vote, man. I tell you, he just did the absolute impossible. To win, or, that All-Star, he just, 10-18 last 5 to run me down by 7 pins, with the bonus pins, and
Yeah.
and the English, or the spin he had on the ball, to get those 2 reverse pins to go for a double header, and then he was a 4-6 the last frame, and then the 4 falls once all the deadwood's gone. Oh man, that was just heartbreaking. Because it took me a while to recover from that, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But he was there. He was there the day at Greenway. He bowled on the last shift when I had the 1329 for 7. And believe it or not, they'll tell you, this is how much fear I had of this guy, knowing what he was capable of.